joining us. I'm Catherine Norris-Trent. We're starting off in Gambia, where the army chief has reaffirmed his support for defeated President Yahya Jammeh, the long-term ruler who lost in elections back in December. Initially, Jammeh had accepted his defeat to opposition candidate Barrow after 22 years in power, but he then backtracked and is now refusing to stand down. Well, the army chief, General Usman Badjie, pledged allegiance to Jammeh Wednesday in a letter published in a pro-government newspaper, offering him, quote, the unflinching loyalty and support of the Gambia Armed Forces. Well, Gambian journalist Sheriff Bojang Jr. joined me from neighbouring Senegal for some more analysis on this.
I'm not surprised. I don't think many Gambians are surprised. Here is a man who came out just a few hours after the election results were declared, and he joined the jubilant supporters of the Barrow and said that, this is the will of the Gambian people, and he declared his support to the new regime, the incoming government and the people of the Gambia wholeheartedly. Nobody asked him to do so. But then a few weeks later, he spoke to a Western journalist on the phone, and he said he was loyal to President Jammeh because, according to him, quote, President Jammeh pays his salary, which is absolutely, nobody understands. So for him to come out now to say again that he is, the army and himself are loyal to the Gambian, president and then the Gambian regime is not surprising to many people. But what has to be understood is that in his so-called, support letter that the Daily Observer, the ruling party newspaper, published, he said he's loyal to the president and the Gambian army is loyal to the president. So we don't know. Jammeh's role as the president of the Gambia will constitutionally cease on 19 January. So we will wait and see if the army remains loyal to him after 19 January.
Now, what is the significance of the army's support? We know ECOWAS, the West African regional bloc, has troops standing by.
Well, the role of the army is key. This is the only weapon that Jammeh can use in his attempt to hang on to power. As you might know, inside the country, I'm comfortable to say that he has no authority, no mandate, for example, to carry on as president. We've seen groups, we've seen local organizations, we've seen civil society organizations that were very loyal to the government, to Jammeh, that were campaigning with Jammeh, that will always tell him what he wanted to hear, shifting allegiance, joining the incoming president, Barrow, to show solidarity, to tell Jammeh to step down. So, in the absence of national support, he has lost support in the country, his power base everywhere. So the army will be the only resource, the only option available to him, in order for him to try and stay onto power, even though I believe that is not sustainable and it's not going to happen.
How powerful is Gambia's army as an institution?
What I know is over the years we've seen, since Jammeh came to power, he's built the army, at least those who are close to him, the presidential guards, to the way that he wanted. There's been a lot of lack of discipline in the army. We've seen many times when the army will go out to the street to harass civilians. In 2000 April, when students took to the street, the army used guns, on people, and it resulted to loss of life. But how powerful is the army to resist, for example, any potential military intervention by ECOWAS? That is yet to be seen. All we know is it's a very undisciplined army, and then we will see what happens when ECOWAS intervenes.